Just heard one of the guys talking about special forces. Next up, we've got the former Navy SEAL who killed Osama bin Laden. Rob O'Neill joins us right now. Rob, your observation of what's going on in Brussels today?
Well, this is a big problem with the caliphate that we have going on in Syria. Look at the attacks in Paris. They were ordered in Syria, they were planned in Belgium, and then carried out in France. That's what President Hollande said back in November. This is a big issue. It shows how this is a multinational problem with not just ISIS but Al-Qaeda. I mean, right now no one's claimed responsibility. 99% this is ISIS related, but there's a big problem out there. It's worldwide. It's in a lot of countries.
Rob, a lot of people that we've been interviewing this morning said when they looked at the news this morning, they thought, oh gosh, here we go again. And I'm reading some of the information that our producers have put together after talking to you, and it says that you're saying this isn't going to be the last of it. We're going to see more.
This is definitely not the last of it. And these attackers, they may have come in, some of them with the migrant problem, but I'd be willing to bet a lot of them were there. A lot of these people grew up in these places. There are parts of Belgium, parts of France, up in Norway, Sweden, where a lot of police, law enforcement cannot go. These people, they're almost fighting on their home turf because they grew up there. So this is a big issue. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. They are coming in with the migrants because they told us they would, and they are. And then they're going to be crossing the border, our southern border too, in Mexico. This is a big problem. And just because we're having a big election cycle right now, where all we seem to talk about on the media is you know, who's running for the presidency. They haven't forgotten about us, and they don't really care. They're gonna keep pushing on with their ideology.
Hey, Rob, people like to criticize the Iraq War and Afghanistan, but while you guys were fighting that war, there weren't many attacks here, and there were almost none in Europe. There was a Spain hit. It seems as though they're not content anymore fighting American or allied troops or special forces in your case. Now they seem to be really relishing the opportunity to kill innocent people.
Right. The jihadis over there, when we were fighting, especially in Iraq, it was easy for them to get there and fight Americans. Now that we're not doing much, I mean, don't get me wrong, we've got guys over there, and they're going to take back Mosul pretty soon, fighting alongside the Kurds and all that stuff. But really, we're not doing enough in Raqqa, where the center of it is. So they're able to order this stuff, they're able to plan this stuff, and now they can go through the open borders and hit civilians. That's what they want to do too. I mean, eventually, what they want to do is, well, I mean, eventually they want to take over the world, but they'd like to hurt us so bad in the West that we pull out, and they can establish the true Levant, which will extend all the way to Libya, Tunisia, and then they want parts of Turkey and Syria, which they do have right now. But yeah, it's easy for them to hit civilians right now.
Yeah, and Rob, we've had a number of guests on today, and I'm sure you feel the same way, is given as we look at the wreckage at the airport and also at the subway stations this morning from Brussels, things aren't going to get better until we fix it, and one of the things to do to fix it is stop being so politically correct.
We need to stop being politically correct. I mean, even look where they hit in the airport today. One of the suicide bombers hit the American Airlines counter. You think that was on accident? That's on purpose. They're letting us know they haven't forgotten about us either. We need to stop being PC, realize the issue, and you know, we need to take Raqqa back. We need to get rid of this supposed caliphate. The recruiting does not come from Guantanamo Bay and orange jumpsuits. It comes from the caliphate, and the capital is Raqqa. Once we take that back, you can stop all these young radicalized Muslim hotheads from being recruited and fighting, because they're pretty much running with free reign, because they're worried about who's the next suicide bomber. We're worried about whether or not we offend them.
Yeah. Do you see good U.S. leadership? We just had General Flynn on a moment ago said that there was a void of U.S. leadership when it came to this topic.
Well, I mean, the void of leadership, I would assume, would be just the disconnect between our men and women at the Pentagon and the administration. I don't think that a lot of them would rather listen to staffers and civilians than generals and admirals, and I don't think you're going to get very far militarily by doing such. You know, they need to pay attention to the smart people at the Pentagon. I guarantee there's more than one plan to take care of Raqqa. We're just not doing it right now because we've got a few months left until there's a new administration.
All right, Rob O'Neill, thanks so much.